Hello traders, welcome back. Let us take a look at what are the support and resistance areas we have for tomorrow and what we are expecting for tomorrow. So let us again start at the monthly chart. When we were doing the expectation video yesterday evening, we said that we are bouncing from the 5 EMA on the monthly chart. And if you see, we went above this lower channel line and we went another 30 points to the upside. Now we will have to see if the price can hold that area, if the price goes above the high of today and we can get over the 5502 to the 5504 area, that there is a big possibility that we will come and hit this 5516 area and then get up to this 5533 area maybe in this particular box. If we can get above this, we will target the 5557 to the 5573 area once again. And finally, we can come back up to the 5589 area as well. Now, if we have this particular monthly chart at this point of time, we have to remember that the 5531 to the 33 area will actually be the 50% of this monthly bar standing at this point of time. Now, if we again break down the 66 area, we will come down to this 5431 area again, followed by we can come down to this 5395 area again, keep breaking it down. And once we get down this 5369 area, we may actually come down to this 5324 area once more. Let us take a look at the weekly chart at this point. If you see that we held this wedge that we had on the lower time frame, the price did not even come to the low of this and we went back up. We went above the 5432 area, which was one of the resistance areas that was possible. Once we got above the 5432 area, we got another 60 points to the top to the upside. Now, if you see on the weekly chart, if this was the first leg down, this was the pullback, and the pullback also had two legs, and this is the second entry short. But the second entry short on the weekly chart will get activated only when we cross below this 5395 area. As long as we do not cross below this, the second entry shorts will not be activated. However, this is an inside bar at this point, but we do not know where the bar is going to stop. Also, if this is the whole range of the last week, this 84-85 area ends the lower one third of this whole move down. So if we now get above this, we start holding these areas and get above the high of today, we can come down to the 5500 to the 5504 areas. If we are crossing that, we will come to this 5526.25 line again. This will be again very important because this is the place where it is crossing the midpoint of this particular channel. And if we are able to get above the 553031 level, we may actually target the 5560 levels once again. Now there will be some resistances in this area which we will be able to see when we go down to the 1 hour charts. Now if we are coming down, if we are not able to hold this and we keep on coming down, then our first support again will be at the 543432 area, and below that we can come to this 5420, the 18 to the 21 area, followed by the 5410 area, which is the opening of this week, and then finally we may come down to the bottom of this particular week and then continue further down as an extension of the second leg on the weekly chart that has started. So now looking at the daily chart, we have a very strong inside bar at this point, right? And if we are taking the fibs of just this daily bar, we will see that we are above the 66% line of this particular daily bar, which is at 5487. So if we are holding this area right now, and if we can get above this high of today, then there is a possibility that we will come to this 5507, 5506 area. Crossing above that, we will get to this 5513 to the 14 area. And after that, we can actually come to this 5531 area, right above which we will have the daily EMA at that point of time. Now we may get rejected at the daily EMA again, like we have got rejected here. If we do not get rejected at the daily EMA, then the price will come and touch somewhere inside this box between the 66 and the 56 area on the 5500s, and then we will see if we are still going up. We may actually come inside this box to the 5580 area and then to the 5594 area once again. Now if we do not hold this and we break down this 5480 area again, we will target the 5463 area, which happens to be the open of today, and below that we can get down to the 5439 area. Again, I want that 36 area to be broken down, specifically somewhere around here where the price went above this particular wedge line that we had. But if we bounce from here again, then we will be creating a trading range here at this point. Otherwise, we will be coming down to the 5408 area. I am thinking that we will be in some sort of trading range tomorrow as well as we had today, because day after tomorrow, again, we have the CPI data, and after that we had the PPI data, and that is when I think the main move will start. We may actually break down the 5395 at that point after the CPI data, and then see that if we are coming down these levels further down. We also will need to remember that since this is a strong inside bar, as soon as we get above the high of today, it will start a new leg on the daily. And at that point of time, if we are above this level and if we are long, we will have to see whether we are holding this 5481 level. Again, if this is breaking down, then this may be a false breakout of the high of today, and the price may start coming down once more. If that happens, then on the daily chart, the bulls will be trapped above the high of today. Now, again, we ended the day with a 96-point ATR. So if we keep going up from here, from the 5493, we can get to the 5593 area once again. And if we are breaking it down from here, we can get to the bottom of this chart once again by the end of the day tomorrow. So those are all for the weekly, monthly, and the daily charts. Let us now get into the intraday charts and look at what has happened on the 4 hours and the 1 hour charts. Now, some interesting stuff is happening on the 4 hour chart. If you see this 90 area is actually the EMA of the 4 hour. Even if we go up in the next bar, this 9192 area will again provide some sort of resistance based on this particular trend line. If we get above this, then the next target will be in the 5506 area on the 4 hour chart. Above that, we can get back into this tight trading range, the 551516 area. And if we get above that, we will get to this 5526 area once again, which is also a double bottom on the 4 hour chart somewhere on the left hand side. Above that, we can get to this 5533. If we get above this 5533, we will come to this 5538 to the 40 area, and then ultimately we can target the 5557 area, where we may get another double top and come down once again. But what I think is, even if we cross above this, we will definitely find some kind of strong resistance at the 5533 area, and there may be a couple of legs down on the downside once more. Now, if we want to count our legs, this was the first leg up, then we came down, this was the second leg up, and finally we have created a nice mother bar here. So now it is time to draw our mother bar fibs right on top of this. We have not fallen below the 21% yet, but if we fall below the 21% and if the 33% breaks down, that means there are sellers in this area still, and we can come down back to the 5475 to the 5470 area, and then we will see if the bulls are picking it back up or it is coming down to the lower trap zone once again to the 65 to the 61 area. Now, if you see here, once this mother bar got created, we bounced from the lower to 1/3, the 66% line, and we have gone back up to the upper 11%. Now we are in this particular trap zone between this 11% and the 21%. If this 80 or the 78 area breaks down once again, we may test this 676 area, and after that we may come down to the 73 area and subsequently to the 50% of this whole mother bar, which is at 68, which has a very good proximity with the open of the day that we had today. Now, if we break down this 50% area and the open of the day, then we can come down to this 5459 area, which is the bottom 1/3. We had bounced from there earlier. Now we will have to see if we are holding up to this 5457 and we get a double bottom here, then we may try to reach the top once again. And if we are doing a 1:1 of this particular bar to the upside, then we will come somewhere at the 5544 area to do that. But if we break down this 5442, the 5438 to the 40 area again, and we come down below the 36 area, then our target to the downside can be to the 5391 area, which will be below the Friday's low. I will not keep this mother bar fib on this chart right now because that will make this chart very complicated. But if you want to put it, it will be the top and the bottom of this particular 4-hour bar from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. So based on what we have right now, if we can get above this, we can actually get another leg up, the first leg up, the second leg up, we can get another third leg up. So now we will have to see whether we are moving sideways. We are holding these levels up to 78. We are holding that level overnight, and then we are getting above this 92, 93 area. And then we will see if we can get to this 5507 and target the levels further high on the 4-hour chart. But we also need to remember that we already had the two legs to the upside after the wedge bottom. So if we go above this, get rejected and start coming down and get below the 78 area, maybe the bulls are now trapped above the high of today and the price will come back down to the subsequent levels. Now let us see what has happened on the 1-hour chart. So on the 1-hour chart, this was the first leg up. So based on this first leg up, we were expecting it to get to that 89-90 area. We had this inside bar after that. We had this second leg up. We had another inside bar here. We had the third leg up. And after that, we had a two-legged pullback to the EMA. And once we had the two-legged pullback to the EMA, we again went up one more leg, pulled back. This was the second leg up. And then we had one leg down and we have the third leg up as well. So on on the 1 hour chart, there has been 3 legs that has already happened. Now what we need to see is that we are getting over this 4-hour EMA where we got stuck all the times. So once we get above this 9-2 area, we get above the high of the day, then we can come up to this 0.7 area. And if we are trying to get a 1:1 of this whole pullback to the upside, then we can actually come to this 5529 area. So in most of the time frames, if you see on the upside, we are getting somewhere to the 5526 area. So maybe once we get above this, 5500, there is a possibility that we will come and hit this 5526 area once again, which actually started creating that big breakdown that we had on Friday. On the downside, we will have to see that this particular box is taken out below the 5-1. I would like to see that the 3-6 area is actually taken out. Once the 3-6 area is taken out, we may actually get down to the top of this bar at 5416. We do have multiple open micro gaps here, which will also act as support. So if the price wants to come down, we can even get a 1:1 of this particular leg to the downside once we break down this 38 to 40 level and get down below the 36 level. So if we are looking at that kind of a move, if we are saying that we will be doing a 1:1 of this whole move to the downside, it will again bring us to the bottom to the 5391 area. So if this area does not hold and we are trying to come down and we get down below this 3436 area, which is the bull flag right here, then our next target can be somewhere in this particular zone. We can even break it down. And then if we are in this 539291 area and we do not immediately jump up and get above the 5400 again, then there is a big possibility that it will continue down somewhere between the 7.2 and the 5.9 area, and then subsequently to this 5.2 area again. We will have to keep an eye what happens when price comes to this particular wedge line. I will remove this particular wedge at this point of time. If you see, we have not been able to close and have a follow through bar above this. So now I want the price to get above this particular trend line in order to believe that there may be some more move available on the upside. Otherwise, this is the hourly trend line and we may come up till here to the 5500 areas and start dumping from there once more. And this will be very similar to the trend line that we saw on the 4-hour chart as well. So basically, if we are getting above this, we will try to get a 1:1 of this whole move, and that will bring us to the 5529 or the 5530 area. On the flip side, if we are breaking down below this and we are coming below this particular 3.6 area overnight, then we will see that the price may actually get down to the 5391 levels. So we are in a trading range and we will continue to be in this trading range as long as the price does not break out of it. Even if we try to get above this, we will have a very solid resistance right here on the 1-hour chart, and it will be in the 4594 to the 5500 area. Looking at the RTH 5-minute chart, you will see that we do have the gap open here and the gap will get closed once we get to this 3.6 area. However, this particular area between 6.2 and 5.3 is acting as a very good support as of now. This is basically this bear flag that we had on Friday. We are above this, and as long as we do not close strongly below the 5453, if we do that, then we can come down to this 5452 and even to the 5336 area. Otherwise, there will be bulls present here once again, and that is where we may continue to stay in a trading range. Now, if we get above this 9.2 line, then we will come somewhere between this 9.7 and this 5500. If we cross above that, then the next level of resistance will be found at 5506 to 5508. Above that, we may go and hit this 5513 line, and once we take this out, again we can come to this 5526 area. This is that if we actually come up here, this is an area where I will take profit. The 40-day EMA is also there at that point, and then we will see whether we are breaking out of this. We want to come up to the 38 to the 40 area, or we are doing a double top right here and we want to come back down these levels. At that point of time, our first target down to the downside will be the 5513 area again, and then if we break down this 5505, we can come and test this breakout area once again. On the downside, if we are breaking down this area, we will have to, again, I will stress on the fact that 36 needs to be broken down. If the 36 area is not broken down, we are not going to come down further. But if we are breaking down this 36, our next support area will be somewhere between 5416 to the 5410 area. Now, if we can break down below this low at the 5412 to the 5413 area, then our next target will be the 5405 to the 5402 area again. And below that, this is the next RTH gap that we have, that the price may actually try to fill up at 5396 and then continue down towards the 5385 and then to the 5376 to the 72 area once again to the downside. So all these charts that we discussed, the link to all of these are given in the description below. Along with that, you will also find the link to our free Discord server and our Facebook page. You are very welcome to join there. Based on the analysis that we did right now, we will come back again in the morning tomorrow at 8:45 a.m. EST. Look at what has happened overnight and then decide on the different paths that the price can take for the rest of the day. If you want to join that pre-market call, the link to the Google Meet is given in the description below. If you like the content of these videos, please like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel and click on the notification icon. I will end the video here right now and I will see you guys again tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of the night, everyone. Bye.